My name is Nick from Puzzle Solutions, and in this video we're going to take you through an overview of Xero Practice Manager. Alright, let's unravel XPM for you. So, starting off, we are in the Clients menu. So this is just so you can have an idea of when you load your clients, what you can expect to see. So we've got Delightful Durian PTE, and we can see straight away we've got some filters. Now this is for awaiting payment invoices. And now this is actually integrated with your Blue Xero General Ledger and your accounts receivable. So overnight, this actually updates all of those payments which have been receipted that have coming through the bank on the Xero side, and this updates and is reflected inside XPM. On the right-hand side here, we've actually got a work in progress filter. So if I toggle over onto that and open that up in a new menu, we can actually see all of the jobs that make up that billable work in progress. And in this case, we've got several jobs with invoices issued in advance and with some ad hoc time entered as well. But that's nice just so you can see what actually makes up the billable value of your work for that client. Coming back through to here though, we can see straight along the top here, we have got the ability to store lead information, quotes, jobs for that client, invoices and historical invoices as well, by the way. And you can also store notes and documents also. Now you can do that manually through loading your own note and storing tags or folders. With documents, you can browse to your computer and upload those documents. So for firms wanting to take their documents cloud, this is really a first step for you to be able to do that. Now, if you're a firm that is already on Office 365, you've also got other options for using products such as Suite Files or FYI Docs, and they actually work off your Office 365 platform and allow you to store notes and documents, all syncing with Xero Practice Manager as well. So that's Suite Files and FYI Docs. Certainly a very popular option in Australasia as well. So other than that, we can actually see down the bottom here, we've got various information stored. We've got tax and company details, and then we've got additional client info, AML details. Now these are actually custom fields that you can go in and fully customize to your heart's content and store bits and pieces about your client there. And you can create drop downs, URLs, contact fields, dates, checkboxes, and so that becomes a really meaningful way to enrich your database. So on the side here, you've also got contact information. We have got individual contacts associated to that client. Now you might have one or many of these, and that's where you can store mobile phone numbers, home phone numbers, personal email addresses. So that allows you to store more rich information there as well. You can also tag clients to a particular group. If I actually select the group here, Pine W, we can see not only Delightful Durian, but we can see Duke's Dog Wash and Gin & Co as well. So that allows you to see all of the members that make up that group. Really nice way to report on that as well through all of the reports in the system. And we can see straight away the level of debt outstanding for the overall group and the level of work in progress for the overall group. So that adds a lot of value straight away if you do have a lot of family groups where you've got companies, trust partnerships, and individuals that all belong together. So coming back through to the client menu though, so that's some of the really nice features that you can see on your clients. There is relationships you can choose to set up. For example, should you wish to set up a shareholder, associate, or director, you can actually store a two-sided relationship between different entities as well. Okay, so moving on from there, we're going to have a look at some of the job features. So now we're looking at the full job view, and as an administrator, you'd expect to see all jobs in the business. So we can see down here the full list of client jobs and work. We can also progress those jobs through a number of statuses as well, and that's customizable. We can see the due date, and we can see where budgets have been set, how those jobs are performing as well. The idea behind this is to keep tabs on all of your workflow and what needs to get out the door. Now, if I'm a staff member, I get a slightly different view. I'll be looking at my jobs only through here. And as a staff member, I want to keep a clean active work list and progress those job states as I need to, so that my managers and my partners can all see where the work is at and report on that correctly. Okay, for partners administrators, you can also see all jobs managed by various parties in the business also, and you have got the ability to set up reoccurring workflows. In this case here, you can see I've got a monthly bookkeeping job that I'm assigning every month to these staff members. In this case here, I might set Ruby as the manager on that job. So very nice feature if you do have those monthly procedures or payroll or tax, anything that you can think of that will cycle over. That's a really great way to do it. Okay, so from there, I want to talk a little bit about start to finish when you've got a new prospect client or a bit of work that you're trying to win, all the way through to job creation, through to loading timesheets, and then billing that out so you can see the whole thing in action. So we're going to have a look at the leads module. So if you don't have another CRM platform such as HubSpot, Salesforce, Dynamics CRM, etc., then you might just want a simple means of storing the value of that piece of work against either an existing or a prospect client. And this is how you can do it in Practice Manager. So you can see here I've got a dashboard. It shows me current leads by staff, therefore who is taking ownership of those leads. We've got the leads by month and what has been converted by month as well. We've got a full list view, so you can see that in here as well. And simply to store a lead, I'm going to have a look here. We'll go new lead. We can select an existing client, or we can add a prospect. In this case, I'm going to choose Bob's Burgers, PTE, and I'm going to select a lead template that I've got here. And I'm going to say this is for the 2021 financial statements. And I'm going to set a price at $2,500, and we'll say that that is compliance work and that Ruby will be the responsible owner for that lead. Okay, so now I've got that lead loaded in the system. We can store notes progressively for this lead as well. There's a Dropbox link which you can use to forward stuff in. And you can see it's automatically created some follow-up dates here. So when Ruby logs in, she's actually going to see those activity dates as well in the calendar. All right, from here, I may wish to just keep a track of that particular lead. I can see Ruby's lead entered here now as well, but I might also want to issue a quotation. So I'm going to select that lead again. Now I can actually just issue a quotation without having a lead, but this is to show you how you can do both. I'm going to select new quote, and I can build out the quote by scratch. I can load all the different tasks and billable hours on there, but I'm actually going to use a template. So I'm going to select financial statements as a template. And you can see straight away it's loaded in those tasks for me. I can load the expected hours. So if I come into here, I can say that that's expected to be 10 hours. Tax return, about an hour's work. And client meetings, we'll put on a couple of hours there of meetings. So that's a nice way to get the expected budgets in there, but I can also fix price the quotation. I want to get this to 2,500, so I'm going to say 2,000 for that. 250 for the tax return and 250 for the client meetings, and I've got my 2.5K. So from there I can issue and print this quotation, and we can have a look at this here. So we've got a nice description showing up on there, and I might want to itemize that out as well, so you can actually set up different templates in the system depending on what's to your liking. And you can see that itemizes everything on the quote there as well. So really nice. You can actually load that into an e-signing platform if you've got one from there, or you can just email it straight out to the client so they can download and sign that for you. Okay, so coming back into that quote, say the client comes back and you're going to accept it. We'll accept it from here. We're going to load 2021 on the front. I'm just going to select compliance. We can store other custom fields and details as well. And I'm going to load a start date. We'll say from the 1st of the month, and we'll say that this is due at the end of the month here. And I'm happy with all the responsibilities set up, so we'll hit save. My job is created, it's in Ruby's workflow, and everybody can see it. That's fantastic. Now we can start loading timesheets. So this is the easiest way to store time. I'm going to select up here and go plus, and we're going to say from 2 o'clock this afternoon through to 3:30, and I'm going to type in the client here, Bob's Burgers, and we can see straight away I can choose any of these tasks. I'm going to say financial statement prep, and we'll say balance sheet reconciliations. Lovely, and we'll hit save. So I've got the time entered, and straight away on the job card I can actually see $375 worth of billable WIP there. Now I might want to raise an invoice straight away. I can go through to raise progress invoice, and I can actually send out a $1,000 upfront fee, regardless of the WIP level at that stage, or I can base it on those dollars as well. I'm going to choose a deposit invoice here, and I'm going to customize the description. Right, we'll hit save, and I'll hit approve from here. Now you've got permissions, by the way, as to who can approve those invoices and who can't. But if I go and have a look at my Xero file, if I refresh, I can actually see up the top here under draft, Bob's Burgers PTE, my deposit invoice has come straight through. I can approve and email that out to the client from Xero, so it is nicely integrated. And if you're a firm that likes the idea of creating approvals procedures, you can actually use third-party apps such as Approval Max, and that will give you a means of putting that through a series of approvals and coming back in as posted there as well. So I'll hit approve. Excellent. And now from here, you might want to know, right, when you get to the end of the month, what's your billable work in progress across all of your other clients and your fixed price agreements perhaps. So this is the work in progress dashboard here under the business menu. And I can see all WIP in the business, including all my interims billed out in advance. I can see my top clients. I can see it broken down by job status as well. Okay, now if I wanted to, I can go to the list view. I can sort these. I can look at WIP greater than $500, which is nice as well. I can search for clients too. But what I can also do is set up some pre-designed filters. I've got one here for billable jobs. So straight away, I can see some of these here. Now I'm actually going to go and raise an invoice straight away. And if I choose to raise multiple invoices, you get an option as to whether you group them all onto the one invoice or not. So that's really useful too. But I'm going to select just this particular invoice as a sample, financial statements. We're going to raise a final work in progress invoice here. And we're going to drill into that. And you can see it's got the WIP that's been added. It's got the deposit invoice. So if I fix price this invoice from here, let's just say I'd done all the work that was necessary and I put $2.5K down. You can see it deducts off the deposit invoice and I've got $1,500 left and I've got a nice write-up. So this is the beautiful part about it here. You can see whether or not you've made or lost money on that job. I'm going to select approve. Excellent. And now let's have a look at the draft invoice that's come through to Xero. And we can see the $1,500 is coming through. Now you can override and edit that if you like, but there's different integration settings you can apply. So $1,500 final bill, you can approve and email it out from there. Now we've also got one other reporting feature I want to show you here. We've got a standard reporting area. I'm not going to run through all of these, but there's some really useful ones around KPI dashboards, productivity dashboards, hours analysis, fees right on and off, some work in progress control reports. But you have got a really nice feature here with Report Builder. So you can actually customize your own reports, whether it's jobs, whether it's WIP, whether it's invoicing, you name it, you can actually go and build it out. And when we run those, we customize all of the fields that we want to show, we customize how we want to filter it, and we share it with various staff. So let's have a look at one of these. We'll look at the time productivity report, billable, non-billable. Why not? So we can see for myself, I've just got some timesheets in here rolled up by staff, what I've been working on and the billable values, right? That's one report there. Let's have a look at another one. Excellent. Now I'm going to run this one just until today, so we get a bit more detail in there. And we can break it down by staff member, what the value of billable, non-billable, and percentage of billable work was. Really nice when you're running the business. And various other reports that you might want to have a look at as well. So this current jobs one just shows all jobs in progress and what percentage they are completed as well. So hopefully that's been useful for you. Now you can see how to utilize Xero Practice Manager for your business and how to make the most of the Xero platform. Most importantly, thank you very much for watching. If you would like to get in touch, do have a look at puzzlesolutions.co.nz. Look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day.